Welcome back to Kicking It Back. Today is Sunday, September 5th. Back in action. We're keeping this ship cruising.
Dude, I feel like it's been forever since we got into bullshit.
Yeah, it is. It has been a little bit, but that's just because we're not seeing each other as much as we were over the summer.
Yeah, I guess that gives us more things to talk about on here, huh?
I guess. I don't know if that's good or bad for the people, but we'll
Yeah, I
let them
know.
be the judge of that.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be a good thing. We'll have more things to hear about our lives. We know everyone loves that.
Yeah, we talked last episode about how entertaining our lives are. Giant Eagle in Brunswick was a hoot,
Yep.
all that kind of stuff.
Chick-fil-A.
So yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I'm sure people are dying to hear what we've been up to.
I mean, you're living it up in Columbus.
We're trying. It's what, we're having fun. It's weird. This campus now, man. It really is different with people. Like, so me and Madeline, she was in town this past weekend, and we were walking around. She's like, "Wow, this place is so different with people." And it was like Friday afternoon. We were walking, and she was like, "I was like, dude, this is like the most dead I've seen it all year." I'm like, so it's like kind of funny. Like,
really,
I want to
see it.
They have those little like robot things that are delivering like Postmates or whatever.
I've heard about that.
Dude, the videos are hilarious. Kids are getting on the back of them and riding them. So they're going place to place riding these things.
So cool.
It's hilarious.
That's so cool.
I heard BG's got some that have like they look like people, not look like people, but they have eyes on them and they talk. So like you'll like cut it off and it'll be like it'll stop and be like, "Oh, sorry, sir." It like talks to you. From what I heard, I don't know if that's true, but that's
Are
pretty
these,
cool.
like all over college campuses now?
Probably, America's getting lazy.
Yeah, COVID strikes and robots that deliver food come about, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Would have thought.
It's weird. It's weird, yeah. The first game day this past weekend, it was all right.
Yeah,
Thought we were gonna lose there for a second. Was a little nervous.
dude. For a while, I'm like, "What's going on here? We don't even look
Yeah.
like the Buckeyes."
Yeah, we were very stressed rolling into that one because if you lose the first one, then next weekend, obviously it's against Oregon, going to be a good game. Tailgate's going to start at 7 a.m. like a fun one. You lose this week, it's like you just don't care anymore. It's just like whatever. You're just over.
Right. I got to catch up with John and Evan at Brew Garden watching the game.
I did see that. How are the boys doing?
They're doing great. They're working together now. They love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
good for you. You guys coming down next weekend?
I'm not sure.
Commit.
Twist my arm.
I'm making you commit on the camera right now. Saturday, 7 a.m. See you there.
Oh, that sounds lit.
I got a futon. We're going to the game though, so I don't know if you have tickets or not. But
no, and it's probably going to be expensive too.
Yeah, it's probably very expensive. First time the shoe's been packed since pre-COVID, and it's against the number 10 team in the nation.
Damn, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it'll be a fun one.
Yeah, for sure.
But
I feel like we should start out this episode with giving the troops a little shout out. We're not really huge into current events here at Kicking It Back, but there's a lot of shit going on right now. So shout out those troops, and hopefully everyone stays safe.
Yeah, for sure. That's all we can say.
Yeah,
we respect everything you guys are doing. Appreciate everyone.
Sure.
What else you been up to?
Honestly, not a whole lot. Working out a lot, making that like a big priority. Just because I don't do a whole lot here. I do my work. Caddy Thursday through Sunday. I mean, it's kind of good making money, but
isn't it awesome being around there without other caddies? Like it's just
dude, it's great. Up. It's great. Like our report times are like 7 minutes before the tee time. It's great.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, for sure. I actually have a funny story from last night.
Let's hear it.
So Sam and I were like, yeah, let's go get some samurai. I'm like, that's awesome. Let's do that. I love samurai. So we get there. We're just sat down. We're having a normal conversation. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm going to get a Bud Light. As most of you know, I'm 20. So I still have a fake ID. Probably shouldn't be saying that on camera, but I have a fake ID.
It's close enough.
Yeah. She comes up. The server comes up. I'm like, yeah, can I get a Bud Light? She's like, yeah, can I see your ID? Hand her my ID. She pauses. I just continue my conversation on with Sam. She goes, happy birthday. I'm like, oh, thank you. I guess on my fake, it was my birthday yesterday. So they sung to me, they clapped, they gave me ice cream, the whole 9 yards. I was so caught off guard.
That's terrific.
I had no idea it was my birthday on that thing.
Oh, that is awesome. Such a good story.
No clue.
That's so good. No, that's terrific. I mean, the fact that you were like, oh yeah, hey.
No, at first I'm like, what is she talking about? Then I'm like, oh my God, it must be my birthday on that thing.
That's hilarious. That's so good. That's terrific.
Yeah, 20 more days till it's legal. Let's go.
Yeah. Sneaking up, sneaking up,
Yeah, it is. For
sneaking
sure.
up.
Yeah. What about you? Got any funny stories or anything good happen to you?
I actually do have a good story.
Yeah.
I gotta dig into the phone here, and I gotta be careful. I don't use names and whatnot.
Cool.
All right, I think I found. Hold up. Here we go. All right. So Brunswick Golf. We're not gonna give any names, no players, no nothing. But this is a cool story that I think everyone can benefit from, including yourself. I loved it, really enjoyed it. So there's a kid on the golf team. Okay, he tied for the 15th spot. Brunswick Golf, they take 15 kids every year. And golf's a pretty, unbiased. You're top 15, you're top 15. If you're not top 15, you're not top 15. It's a pretty straightforward game.
Yep.
There's no favoritism. It's tough.
For
Okay.
sure.
So two kids tied at the 15th spot. All right. Not going to give names, nothing, but two kids tied at 15. So they literally, day 3 of tryouts, had to play a playoff hole to decide who made the team.
That's
Like,
fun.
could you imagine?
That's
okay?
fun.
Okay. So the kid that lost, right? He loses, he gets cut. Okay. He gets cut, moves on, whatever. So they were talking. He was a younger kid. So they were kind of like the two coaches were debating on whether they wanted to bring him back or not. All right. Because they were like, it's just 16th, the kid tied, he finished top 15, whatever. So they were debating. So they called the one kid back up after everyone left. Okay. They asked him. They wanted to get an honest, like they wanted to get the feel for themselves. They wanted to know how bad the kid wanted it.
Yeah.
Kid's a good kid, I hear. I heard he works hard, not much else to it, but I heard he's just very. The kid said he wanted it. He said he was committed, he wants to be. So they said, hey, we're going to bring you back, but you got to earn a spot if you want to start playing in some JV matches and whatnot.
Mhm.
Okay. So they figured out they were going to bring him back. Okay. So he said he'd work for it. So he went to every practice, was getting better. They were helping him. Like the kid was actually taking some steps. Okay. So he was supposed to play on 8/17, the date that he was told he was allowed to play. Okay. It got canceled. Something happened. So they put him in whatever event he was supposed to play and got canceled, but they ended up playing a different event at, Bunker. Ended up playing the kid. All right. This story's, this is through Texas that I heard this story. So I might be messing up some details. You'll get the gist though.
Yeah.
Okay. So the kid plays. Okay. Shoots 98. His first event. Just not bad. Not bad at all.
No.
Especially like some of the numbers that some of the kids were scoring in tryouts. It's a huge step up. Like that's showing like the team's
that's
getting
not
better,
bad at all.
these younger guys. But it was, it was good. So he holds practice. The varsity coach holds practice at JV so they can watch him play in his next match. Okay. Because this kid's been grinding. He's been working his tail off. He's been trying to, figure this out. So Chad Thompson, varsity coach, he went out and watched him. The kid played 1 over in the 3 holes that he watched. Okay. Guess he blew up on holes 8 and 9, shot 45. Okay. So still not, not amazing,
That's not
but
bad,
that's for a kid that was almost cut. That's a great score, especially on the JV squad.
For sure.
So anyways, they fast forward and they're playing a practice round at, the varsity team's playing a practice round at Pine Hills. So he invites the JV guys. The JV guys, there's a couple of them playing for a varsity spot. Okay. So he invites the other JV guys. Whoever wants to show up, shows up. This kid, of course, shows up, still working, shoots 41. Shoots 41. He finishes like 3rd on the day. All right. For the 9 holes that they played at Pine Hills. So without the kid knowing, it was like,
Dude, I feel like this is Rudy or something.
Yeah,
Like,
right. That's exactly what I
crazy.
said. You can see my text. I literally said. So anyway, so he, they helped him at a couple of practices, whatever. So luckily they knew him. So Thursday, after he shoots 41, GCC 2, right? They throw him in the lineup. The kid's playing varsity as being the 16th
No
guy.
way. He didn't
So the
even make
kid-
the team.
Yep. So this kid literally went from not going to make the team to working his tail off and playing varsity, literally a month later. So I think the day went all right. I think he played all right, played good at his first varsity match. They didn't tell him what he was doing, but they were, it was like Chad said, you just gotta, if these kids work, like that's what, that's a good coach.
Wow.
Like, but I told him that goes on him. He goes, I know you can't drive a work ethic kind of guy, but when you're a good coach, good coaches do more than coach is what I said. All right. So that kid, you gave him the chance. I go, he probably hasn't touched his golf clubs since the day that he would have gotten cut if you would have let him walk away.
Oh, for sure.
But that belief, that was kind of like how I was on the golf team. It was just like just getting told that someone kind of believes that you could do, you could be good.
Dude,
It drives
that's
you a little bit.
insane. That
So
is
this kid,
insane.
yeah. So I'm like, this kid I'm like, he has a fan, and he's gonna have many more fans after this story. But like,
Wow.
I mean, I'm
Wow.
rooting for
Good
this
for
kid.
that kid. Yeah,
I'm
for
hoping.
sure.
What if he takes medal or something at a tournament?
Oh,
That'd be
dude, that would be
unbelievable.
insane. That would be
Unbelievable.
crazy. Oh my God.
We
Dude,
all
that
needed
would
a
be
little
crazy.
motivation.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
So yeah, I heard
I
that
can't even
story.
believe that.
Yeah, I'm not. I know. I heard that story, and I had chills in my bed reading text messages. I could imagine being like that. I don't know. Really
Wow.
cool. So yeah.
Good
But
for that
anyway,
kid.
yeah, exactly.
Good for that kid. Keep
Keep going,
grinding.
brother.
Keep
Yep.
going. Yeah, don't
Uh-huh.
stop. God,
For
don't
sure.
stop. That's so cool. We
Oh man, goosebumps.
yeah. What else we got going on?
I don't know. I think motivation might be a good way to lead into our next guest.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I
Well,
mean,
do we want to talk about fantasy football first?
we can wait for fantasy football after.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Actually, I got a good story about motivation
All
before
right,
we
let's hear
go
it.
into our next guest.
Let's
All
hear
right.
it.
I want to give my mom a little shout out here. She works so fucking hard. It's insane. She is a dental hygienist. She had her associate's degree. She just finished up her bachelor's this past year. So congrats to her. And she actually just enrolled in her master's program. So she's going to continue on
her.
with that. Yeah. She's looking for some other job. She's rolling.
That's freaking
Motivated.
awesome.
Yeah.
Better
I'm like,
self today.
I'm like, Mom, you're incredible that you're going back to school right now. Like, I have a hard time doing school and I don't have a family to take care of. I don't have to clean the house. I don't have to pay all the bills and all this shit. Good for you, Mom. Keep going.
Better self today. Organization I ran. That was one of the first goals that was set. And your mom committed to saying she was going back to school. She's going for her master's now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm telling you, man.
I'm like, Mom, if you get your doctorate, I'm not calling you Dr. Mom. It's not happening. Not happening.
Shout out Dr. Preston's mom.
Yep.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, that's good. That's really good. Good for her. Shout out her.
Yeah. For
Oh,
sure.
but the parents are always grinding for their kids, man.
Yep. Always.
So many good parents out there.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of bad parents too. Don't get me wrong. We're
Yep.
fortunate with the good ones, but I'm
Yep.
just saying, if you have bad parents, all I can say is, you have the opportunity possibly to maybe change that in your life,
Yeah.
with your kids.
Don't be that bad parent.
Yep. Learn from it. That's all you can
For
do
sure.
with that stuff.
Well, I guess that leads us into our guest today.
Matt Molnar.
Yeah.
It's our boy. Shout out Matt. He's a trainer. He's a nutritionist. Does all kinds of crazy stuff. We'll let him you'll hear what he does, and there's a lot of good stuff that we learned from this interview.
Yeah, definitely.
So excited for that. Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's roll in.
Welcome, Matt. All right, we're welcoming on. We're gonna let him explain kind of what he does. His name is Matt Molnar. Welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you guys. So, my name is Matt Molnar. I'm a strength and conditioning coach at a facility called Compound Fitness in Strongsville, Ohio.
Nice.
That's sick.
So yeah, I was just gonna say, tell us who you are, what you do, why you do it, how'd you get into it?
Where you came from.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're diving right.
We'll pick at you, so you can say some stuff. We'll pick some stuff at you.
Start out with high school.
Yeah.
So I went to Brunswick High School. I played, every sport imaginable at some point or another, but throughout it, my main sports were football and rugby. So, bouncing back and forth between those two, or I guess I can backpedal a little bit. Starting in like 8th grade, I was tall, like 120 pounds soaking wet, so I was skinny as hell. Going into freshman year, I was pretty good at football when I was younger.
Yeah.
Got my ass kicked my freshman year. Didn't get any playing time at all on the field or anything like that. So, it was really disheartening, always being like the alpha, I guess you could say, playing fucking BDY after I believe.
Yeah.
So I kind of had to get my shit in gear as far as, putting on weight, getting stronger and whatnot. So I, kind of got obsessed with the weight room, and I knew that's kind of what I had to do because I knew I was good enough, but I was, a step too slow or a little too weak, I guess you could say.
For sure.
So, So it started there, and I just, started hitting the gym really hard, not knowing a single clue about what I was doing, going twice a day, 7 days a week, just fucking my body up.
Yeah.
But, doing that, I learned a lot. I learned a lot about, what not to teach people. So going forward a little bit, I got better at football and rugby. By junior year, I was starting varsity both sides, or not both sides, but for both sports. And I did well, but again, still need to get a little bit bigger. So going to senior year, that is what I did. And, I was captain because of it, just because of my work ethic. And realistically, I wasn't doing anything special. I was just obsessed with the weight room.
Yeah.
So after that, I went to OU for XFiz. my mental health was, shitty because I was, at OU I was drinking all the time,
Right.
doing
Yeah.
stupid shit. So bouncing back and forth between majors because I didn't know what I wanted to do. Truthfully,
Right.
going into it, I wish I'd, taken that leap year or gone to Tri-C or whatever,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
that some shit.
for sure. No.
In
yeah.
hindsight, I'd recommend doing that for anyone who,
Yeah,
who
we
is
said
in
the
high
same-
school.
Yeah,
so.
we actually said that we were talking. That's like one of the big things we kind of said that college was overrated first episode, and it wasn't
Okay.
even that. It's just like we both went in not knowing what we wanted to do. Exactly like you just
Right.
said.
Yeah.
That Tri-C route, everyone doesn't want to take it because it's kind of like the
Like,
you know,
you
oh,
gotta stay at home.
yeah,
People
and
look down at it. And
Exactly,
it's fucked
yeah,
up because
yeah,
of it.
yeah.
Right.
I should have listened to my parents.
Right,
exactly. So, anyways, I was at OU, doing my thing, doing shit that I shouldn't be doing. Didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, but I knew that I wanted to help people at the end of the day, and I knew what I was good at and what I wasn't good at, and I was really good at, working out and teaching people about nutrition, health,
Yeah.
good habits and shit.
yeah,
So
no, it's awesome.
left for a while, started working. My plan was to just jump back into school, but I started making money, and once you start making
Yeah.
money, it's like, oh, cool, this is cool.
I can
So-
buy things now.
yeah, and I was really, more or less doing exactly what I wanted to do for a while. So it was really cool for a long time. I had a lot of really cool opportunities, and then COVID came.
Okay.
Once COVID came, I wasn't doing shit at all. I was, and being cooped up in my house, I'm pretty, I like to be out doing stuff all the time. I ended up just going and staying with my sister out in Tiffin, which is like the middle of nowhere. And while I was there, I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna use this time to, educate myself a little bit more. So I went and got, some more certifications, and that's when the strength and conditioning and sports nutrition came along.
Okay.
Cool.
Did that out in, the middle of nowhere, came back, and found this cool opportunity with one of my old bosses from, where I worked with her at Middleburg Heights. She linked me up with this guy, Paris. His name's Paris Salas. Paris is from Colorado. He played football for Walsh. So he is out here in the middle of nowhere for him, essentially.
Right.
Yeah.
Just owning a business in Strongsville. Asked me to come on, and I started training with him, a year ago, and it was kind of spotty for a long time because we stayed open throughout COVID, which, whatever, you don't.
For sure.
So,
Yeah.
but
gotcha.
obviously, people were down because, or not people were down, but the numbers were down just because of it. So
Yeah.
it was slow for a while. But now it's like, it's picked up very, very heavily, and
Yeah.
shit's kind of hitting the fan there. So, business is really good. It's kind of going in the direction that we wanted it to. So
That's awesome.
Awesome.
it's really cool.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much how I'm where I'm now.
Yeah, no, that's sweet.
That's sweet.
Health and nutrition's definitely taken a big wave. COVID kind of hit. A lot of
Yeah.
people were looking for ways to better themselves, and
Yeah.
then obviously TikTok, as wild as this sounds, I feel like that's kind of sparked a lot
Oh,
of people.
Oh,
on
for sure.
too.
Dude.
Snacks,
You
yeah.
can learn so
TikTok's
much shit
huge,
off of
yeah.
like Instagram and
Yeah,
TikTok.
whether
it's
good or
Just
bad,
follow-
you're learning
yeah,
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll go more on that a little bit later. You'll like kind of what we have planned.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
for
so
sure.
so you started. Where did you start when you were originally trying to get into the strength and training? You know what I mean, strength and
So-
conditioning. Where was the first
The
step?
first place I started was the Middleburg Heights.
Okay.
The Middleburg Heights Rec Center.
Okay.
Just started training there. I got asked to do it on a limb, teaching classes and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, I can do it. I ended up being pretty good because I can kind of talk to people. But
Yeah,
I was shitting my pants the first time.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right, right.
20 years old, 21 years old, and again, it wasn't necessarily the clientele I wanted to be working with because it was a lot of I want to do sports conditioning,
Yeah.
strength and conditioning and stuff like that. And it was a lot of like borderline silver sneakers, if you know what that is.
No,
like,
yeah, yeah.
Older,
Yeah,
older
yeah,
people. So
yeah.
it was tough for me to adjust to, but it ended up going well. My boss there asked me to start doing personal training. That went well too, and I was like, I'll stick around with this for a while. So
Yeah.
with her, we ended up getting a cool gig at Vitamix.
Okay.
So we were running a program with Vitamix. It was going well.
What's Vitamix for those that don't know?
So Vitamix, it's a blender company. So they're like a health nutrition company, but they specialize in blenders. The World Corporation or the headquarters is in, I want to say Berea, or
Okay.
yeah, I believe it's Berea.
Okay.
And they have a few gyms on their facility, and we were working with a lot of their members, kind of testing this program that we wanted to run, or they wanted to start selling. Again, COVID happened, and everything just went
Right.
to an app. So, or I actually don't even know anymore. It's been so long since I've heard anything from that. I think what we were doing is now computerized. So,
Right.
Gotcha.
You know,
Yeah.
Right,
No.
for sure.
Yeah.
so and that was cool too. But yeah, that kind of just went to shit.
For
But
sure,
after that, I started training at UXL too,
Okay.
which is where I was working out. That's in Brunswick. It's a pretty cool gym as well.
Yeah.
Definitely recommend checking it out if you're a
Without a
good
doubt.
lifter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I started training there, and I just a lot of the people who go there aren't looking for training. Most people are a little. They have an ego, and everybody thinks that they know what they're doing, assuming that they can put on some muscle, which drives me up a fucking wall. But, it is what it is.
Right.
So business wasn't great there really, and it was just tough to go and find people. When I wasn't really getting what I wanted from it. So left there. And then I bounced around at a few other places too. I was in Brecksville at a place called Fitness Together. That folded because of COVID.
Okay.
Yeah, it was during COVID actually, but it was post COVID. So I'd started working there, and then the dude who owned it just, I don't know, shit went wrong.
Right.
And then I was at a place called Peak Performance in that was Brecksville too.
Okay.
So I was out, a little
Yeah.
northeast from us and that was, more sports conditioning and stuff, but it just wasn't running well. So
Yeah.
I didn't really see a whole lot of potential in it, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So I kind of had to
For
get out
sure.
of there, and then committed at this new place. So
Nice.
So what do you do at Compound Fitness? What is your role?
again, like I said, I'm the strength and conditioning coach. So we have myself,
Yeah.
the owner Paris, who I don't want to say he's special. He's very, very, very smart. Very, very smart dude. Knows a lot about a lot, and he does a lot of what I do. But we kind of split the program, and so he focuses a lot on like the more endurance training, cardiovascular stuff like that, and
Yeah.
I do the strength, like solely strength stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we have a nutritionist or nutrition specialist as well. Her name's Amanda Wolf. She's really, really good at what she does too. So it's the three of us, and then a few other people who are kind of sprinkled around that help here and
Right.
there. We have a marketing, someone who does our marketing too. Her name's Olivia Hearn. So
Okay.
she's a beast too. She's
Yeah.
really good at running. I'm hoping she will start, teaching some stuff here at some point or another. But
Yeah.
she's,
No, that's
For
sweet.
sure.
it's hard.
Yeah, yeah.
it's tough.
Oh yeah.
So can anyone go into Compound Fitness? Do you need to be an athlete? Do you need to be a high school? You know what I mean?
No,
What's the
yeah.
target market over at your
Anyone
Compound
who's,
Fitness?
well, so our target market, the thing is with Compound Fitness, our goal is to build a community. So,
Okay.
myself and Paris playing sports growing up, we've always noticed that, people work better, or people better themselves more when they're working with someone else, or that accountability factor,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
So we're trying to really build a good community with anyone who comes. So with that being said, anybody can really come, assuming that, you want to better yourself, you want to
Yeah.
become more athletic,
Right.
and you're willing. That's the biggest thing. A lot of people will come in and not want to do half the shit we have them doing. It's like,
Yeah.
Well,
what are you here for,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's the biggest thing is that if you're compliant and you want to get
Mhm.
better, you can do what we do.
Yeah.
It's not
That's sweet.
For sure.
specialized. So
Do you have any like big goals for yourself? So like an Ironman competition, like you. So you're right now said you're focused on the training aspect. Do you
Right.
still push yourself? Do you still wanna, you know what I mean? Are you past
Yeah.
that phase? Do you?
well, okay, it's funny that you asked that because for a long time I was doing powerlifting. I
Mm.
was really really strong, being fairly light. I was weighing 180 pounds, deadlifting 600 pounds, and that's
Right.
that's a lot. So I was really focused on that for a long time, which made me get really good at understanding the mechanics and leverages of movements. So that's why I'm really good at teaching them. It's just
Yeah.
because I was so obsessed with them for so long. It was going well. Again, I was strong as hell, but my joints were fucking killing me every day.
Yeah.
I had to sleep. My back hurt. Everything hurt. So,
Yeah.
I kind of like took a step away from that and re-taught myself my whole way of thinking essentially. And I'm kind of looking at it more for longevity now. I want to be athletic for the rest of my life. I want to be able to, jump forever and
Right.
pick up heavy shit.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
my training for myself and my philosophy towards my clients now is just making sure, or that people can live,
Right,
they can
right.
squat
It's
down to
more-
the ground
right.
without their knees hurting, or they
Right.
can
Sure.
pick up something with their back blown out,
Right.
you know?
More of
Just
like
simple
a
shit like that.
holistic body approach.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
The actual health of your body.
Right, and with that being said, I still, strength, that's what I want to do, that's what we do, and that's one of the best ways to really, maintain that, as you get older is strength training, so.
For sure.
So yeah, that's kind of
Yeah.
where I'm
Yeah,
at with it
absolutely.
now.
That's
With that being said, who knows what happens in 2 years when, my mind switches up a little bit, but
Yeah.
that's kind of the,
It's always
kinda the
changing.
way I'm
It's always
thinking right now.
evolving, changing.
So your ultimate goal? I mean, I know this is kind of broad. I know it's tough to say right now. But like, could you see yourself being like a Lamberdosi at the high school, or like, what's your do
So-
you want to be working with kids? Do you want to be
Well-
working with professional athlete adults? Like, what's the ultimate long-term goal?
So that's switched up a few times since I started, like
It
literally.
still could, yeah.
Lamberdosi and Gibbons. I don't know if you guys knew who Gibbons was. He was a
No.
strength coach before Lamberdosi.
Okay.
They were like a huge inspiration for me for doing what I do, because those dudes, well, especially Lamberdosi, when he came in, I knew he had that science background, and I knew he knew what he was doing,
For
and
sure.
we just had to listen.
Yeah.
And me being some high school kid who's super headstrong and had on everything that he does, it was tough to be able to drop my ego and listen to him about shit. But once I did, that's when I got really really strong. So him doing what he did for me made me want to do what I'm doing for other people.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my goal at one point, was doing a high school strength and conditioning of some sort. But I like the idea of essentially either owning my own business and doing what I'm doing but private, or continuing to grow this business. That's the goal. The compound fitness is obviously what we want to do right now. We're trying to turn it into what we want it to be.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
For sure.
So
That's cool.
Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at now. But yeah, the strength and conditioning was the initial thing that I wanted to go for. So
Yeah.
For sure. So do you do any private stuff? Because like we found you through Howie Grows. Obviously I knew you before, but Howie Grows, we had him on. If you don't know Howie Grows, check out that episode. Little clickbait there. No, but so Howie was the one that was like really like you should get Molnar on, because obviously he kind of admitted you kind of changed his life in a way.
Yeah.
Now he admitted on the show that he also didn't have the best lifestyle before that,
Right.
and you kind of said that in that. But like, would you do any privates if someone reached out and wanted Matt Molnar to train him, or you
yeah.
bring him to Compound Fitness? Is that where you're doing your, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so we do offer tons and tons of personal training at Compound Fitness too. It's not strictly group training.
Yeah.
But I, whenever I do have people come in for personal training, I always tell them, you're here to learn. You're not here to get a good workout. And if you're trying to just get a good workout, and just do the classes, because that's not what you're here for. You're paying a different amount of money for, knowledge. It's not to just get your ass kicked.
For sure.
Right.
So, when you come into those personal training sessions, expect to, have to be attentive and listen the whole entire time, which is tough for some people to understand, but, that's the goal for it. But yeah, we do definitely offer a lot of, personal training. And again, like I said, I'm so anal about, form critique and making sure people understand how to breathe. And that's just like really simple shit that most people don't know how to do.
For sure.
So, that's kind of what we do when we do the personal training, which is, it's cool. It's a lot of mindset stuff too, because half the time people have shitty mindsets towards one thing. It's going to trickle down to everything else.
Yeah, for sure. So, I guess I have a question for you. Do you see yourself, not everyone's about social media. Do you see yourself trying to grow your social media into like I don't know, fitness influencer role, or is that not your style?
Howie, it's funny that you asked that, because Howie always, says something about it, and I've done, online training and stuff like that with people, but I don't like it. I don't like, trying to make myself be somebody that I'm not on social media just to, make a few bucks or get a few followers. I think it's fucking stupid. It's just not me,
Yeah.
And, it's not that I'm saying that people
doubt.
that do that are wrong by any means, but I know that it's really hard to, make a killing in that, being honest and being yourself.
Yeah.
But,
That's
because it's simple, and that's the thing. Like, a lot of these influencers and shit are trying to promote stuff that's just, it's nonsense,
Yeah.
And when in reality, to get where you want to be, it's like it's very, very simple across the board. It's if you're trying to lose weight, you want to be in a caloric deficit, and you want to be, exercising.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't drink like an asshole. It's not hard.
Yeah.
But people don't want to say that because they want to make money, and you're not making money doing that.
Right.
So.
Dude, mad respect for you saying all that.
Yeah,
so
seriously.
it's crazy though. I mean, it's really not. It's not rocket science. It's very simple. But
Yeah.
It's tough to do. It's just not. It's not easy to do.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
Yeah, no, I think the fitness and health world and all that's got a lot of myths out there. There's a lot of stuff that people don't believe in. Not that there's right and wrong, but every person's got their own rhyme and reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
Same thing with Preston and I. It's like we kind of just learn. It's not like it's really not that hard. Like you just said, if you're just disciplined and you actually want to put in a little bit of work, it's that it's not like it's like you got to be 24/7 fitness, health. There's other ways to like achieve your goals.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
There's
yeah,
still
absolutely.
live
yeah,
life.
exactly. Yeah,
being
that's like the
healthy.
number
Without a
one
doubt.
thing that people don't realize with that is just like how easy. Like I told Preston, like we were working, and we were both trying to cut down some weight. We were meal planning and all this stuff. And he was like going to Cheesecake Factory with his girlfriend. I'm like, dude, man, have a meal. Like, you know what I mean? You don't need to track everything. I go, I promise you, get back on it tomorrow. You'll be square.
Right.
Like, it's not it's not the end of the world. Like,
Right.
but yeah, like I said, there's a lot of facts, a lot of caps. So we have a good game for you here.
Yeah. it's
We'll
really
roll right
good.
into it. Yeah.
Okay.
So obviously, we're gonna just throw it out there. Your answers may not be completely right in some eyes, but they might be totally right in other eyes. All right.
All right.
Just called factor cap. We're gonna throw some fitness, health kind of
Just
questions
want
at
your
you.
opinion on it.
We want your opinion, maybe why. We'll talk a little bit
Okay.
about it, all right?
Okay.
So if I feel like this fits perfect for you. Pete, I'll give us number
All
one.
right, this one's just funny because I don't know. Avoid all carbs to lose weight. So basically,
That's cap.
going right at the
That's
keto
cap.
diet,
That's
right?
cap. I mean, well, so it's cap, but I'm not saying that the keto diet's wrong. It's really hard to sustain.
Yeah.
But if you can do it and it suits you, then fucking do it.
Right.
Yeah.
But you don't have to.
Right.
You don't have to avoid carbs. I ate almost two full pizzas yesterday just because I knew I needed it though.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I was in a caloric deficit all day. I knew I needed a fuck ton of calories,
Right.
so I was like, I'm gonna pull the trigger and eat these carbs because I worked out, didn't eat all day.
Yeah.
I know I'm good on my protein, so.
Right.
That's what's awesome because yourself, I know you're disciplined with your diet and all that. You know what I mean. You make
Well, yes and no.
Yeah.
Like I eat whatever I want. I just make sure I'm not overdoing it.
Yeah.
You know, but it took
For
a
sure.
long time of being extremely disciplined to get there. So people think, they see me doing the shit that I do, or like drinking, 5 or 6 beers here and there. They
Yeah.
think that, just because I can do it, someone else can do
Right.
it. But
Yeah.
it took me, 15 years, 10 years or whatever to get to where I am now.
Yeah.
And it's not like it happened overnight. So
Right.
That's freaking
Exactly.
awesome, dude. That's freaking awesome. All right. Oh, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say no, that's bullshit.
I love it. I love it. All right. All right. Number 2, we got there are certain proteins that are better for you and do more for you. So chicken over like a protein shake.
That's great. I would say okay. So that's a fact, but I say that because
Listen, this is all your opinion too, because like I said, if there's someone out there that might go against this and believe firmly in something, that doesn't mean it doesn't work for them. You know what I mean? Everybody's kind of different, but we want
Right.
your Matt Molnar's opinion on
So I mean, at the end of the day, protein's protein, and getting the
Yeah.
amount in that you need
Yeah.
is the most important thing.
Right.
To gain muscle. But it's funny because in our classes that we teach, we always give these fitness tips too. And the other day, I talked about one saying that like vegetarian proteins, they're good for you. A lot of people say they're easier on your stomach and everything like that, but you got to be, careful about where the source of the protein's coming from. So like a lot of proteins are made off of like a pea source, like a pea protein, and your body, or the protein that is in a pea protein, is really only like half of what it's marketed as. So your body only uses, so say, you drink a 20-gram protein shake of pea protein, you're only going to be using like 0.56, I think it is, of that protein. So it's like 10 grams of protein per.
Okay.
That makes sense to you. So
Interesting.
animal protein is different. Whey protein is obviously animal protein. Your body uses a lot more of what
Yeah.
it actually is. And then soy is somewhere in between the two. But, soy isn't obviously, great for men.
Yeah.
It's not great
Right.
for your testosterone and whatnot. So,
Interesting. I don't know. I mean,
yeah. So,
I
but
didn't know
something too.
but as far as, chicken or beef or whatever like that, protein's protein,
Okay.
It's,
Right.
it's, it's
Yeah.
the same.
And it's always better than the alternative of not getting enough protein.
For
Yeah.
sure.
So like
for
just
sure.
just do it.
Yeah,
Like if you're
for sure.
contemplating that, just do it.
Yeah. I get what you mean. All right, Pete.
Cool.
Number 3.
All right. I have to do cardio to lose weight.
No. That's cap.
Okay. Now, why is that?
Because, like I said, at the end of the day, it's about calories in versus calories out.
Yeah.
If like myself, I went like years without doing cardio, and I was just doing strength training. But because I was exerting so much energy and burning so many calories through the strength training, which you have to lift heavy in order to do that.
Right.
I didn't have to do a whole lot of cardio because I wasn't eating more calories than I was taking in, and I was just kind of maintaining.
Yeah.
So just because of that, you don't have to do cardio.
So someone that doesn't lift, okay,
Mhm.
at all, can they lose weight by sticking to a diet, by just living everyday life? Walking to like in the store.
Yeah,
or
I get what he's
at work,
asking.
or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
someone that's not working out, or like a landscaper, or I don't know, someone that's
Oh, for
outside.
sure.
work, you know what I
For
mean?
sure. It's funny that you say landscaping, because when I landscaped, I was working with Howie. That's,
Yeah.
that's
Right,
how him and I became so close. I was weighing like $155, and that's 50 pounds less than the most I've ever weighed, and that's just from landscaping. I was hardly working out,
Yeah.
just sweating.
Yeah.
But you burn calories when you walk. You burn calories when
Right.
you sleep,
Yeah.
when you eat, when you do anything. So, like I said, calories in versus calories out.
Yeah.
And
Right.
keep that level, you're probably good.
So I gotta ask you. I mean, like you said, you may or may not know the answer. So maintenance calorie level.
Mhm.
That's your what your maintenance. Is that what you would burn just on an average day?
Yeah. So
How does that work? So like, if Preston's walking around, say if he goes to Cedar Point, he's walking around all day, and I'm sitting on the couch laying down from literally sunrise to sunset. Am I gonna burn that maintenance calorie level?
you wouldn't be burning the same calories that he's burning,
But would I
you're
still
still
get-
burning calories. Like your BMR, your basal metabolic rates,
Okay.
one of the main drivers in how many calories you're burning, and
Yeah.
that's going nonstop. Like I said, when you eat, you burn calories. It's
Yeah.
a thermic effect of food. When you sleep, you burn calories.
Yeah.
No matter what you're doing, you're burning calories. But if you're sedentary all day, that's basically your maintenance level
Okay.
of.
So maintenance calorie level is literally what you would burn kind
By
of
not
doing
doing
nothing.
anything.
Yeah. For the
So
most part.
anything. So Preston walking around, he's gonna burn more calories on top of
Right,
it.
you got to monitor that, especially if you're being strict about it.
Right.
You want
Yeah.
to take into account how many calories you're burning just from walking around.
Wow.
Okay. Interesting. Huh.
That's a good thought. I've never really
Yeah.
thought about that.
Yeah, because I had this discussion with someone recently about a maintenance calorie level. I think it was Madeline's parents. Not gonna lie.
I feel like that has to be like kind of a flawed thought then.
Yeah, so is every 5'9", 155-pound male the same? You know what I mean?
No.
How
no,
does
it's-
that work? How do you
so-
find your maintenance calorie level? Like, I just always was told to use like an online calculator that you could find
There's some
trustworthy.
calculators that or not calculators, but there's equations that I use. And
Okay.
It's easier for me because I just plug it in, and
Yeah.
it's in a Excel
I'm gonna-
spreadsheet, so
yeah,
it's really easy
Pick your
for me to
brain
use.
after this.
Yeah.
So say you guys are both the same weight, same height.
Yeah.
If you're 70% lean muscle and you're 50% lean muscle, you're gonna be burning more calories because that muscle mass is heavier. it's
Interesting,
flexible.
yeah.
So, or you're gonna want to be burning more calories too
Right,
because
right.
you have a higher fat content.
Yeah.
So no, it's not all the same. It's
Okay.
very dependent on a lot of variables.
So how would
Wow.
you find that fat percentage? Just out of curiosity. I don't know if that's something that's one of your secrets and you want to keep that to yourself, or if you want to share it, or
No, so it's your lean body mass, or it's the percentage of lean body mass. So
Okay.
to find your lean body mass, there's different tools you can
Yeah.
use. Essentially, I don't have that.
Yeah,
outside
yeah.
right now
Well, that's why I was
because,
curious how you would find that.
Yeah, there's different tools. To find or to figure out your body composition, you would want to do like a bod pod or a DEXA scanner. Those are the most accurate
Yeah.
ones. They have like handheld tools like the electro.
They have one of those at
those
UXL.
are extremely inaccurate.
Okay, yeah, I figured that was the
Yeah,
case.
those are more like it's like a scale. You want
Yeah.
to use
Right,
it to track the
right.
progress, but you don't want it to be the sole thing that you want to be
Yeah.
focused on.
Yeah. What about the scales that you step on that give you? Do you believe in those?
Same deal. There's a little bit higher margin of error on it.
Okay.
So it's not that they're wrong and they could be right, but it's just dependent on how your body
For
reacts
sure.
to it. So.
Interesting. Very interesting. All right.
It was a good take.
Yeah, I like that. All right, next one we have: don't eat after 8 p.m. if you want to lose weight.
No.
Eat whenever.
I mean, obviously you don't want to be housing carbs when you're eating late because your carbs are that first energy store that you use. So, if you eat a bunch of carbs and then go to bed, you're not burning the calories or burning the carbs that you need
Yeah.
to be using if you were working out. So that will turn into fat. Protein and fat is realistically what you want to eat if you had to eat late.
Okay.
Ideally, you don't want to eat that late just because you'll feel like shit throughout the night. Your sleep won't be as good.
Okay.
Because
Wow.
if you eat late, your body's it's working still. It's like
Yeah.
working out before you go to bed or running. When I run before I go to bed, I cannot sleep because my blood is just flowing through my body.
Interesting.
So naturally your energy levels are up.
Interesting.
I never thought about that.
Now, is
Yeah.
everybody the same on that? Are you a believer that, like you just said, kind of your body won't burn those calories? Is every person's body like that, or are there weird occasions that
Yeah.
probably could get away with it and be,
more often than not, everybody's
Yeah.
the same. Yeah,
Okay.
and that's just like a rule of thumb. You
Yeah.
don't want to eat those carbs.
That's just how the human
It's just-
body works.
yeah.
for sure?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
gotcha.
interesting.
That
Gotcha.
makes sense.
All right.
All right. There are certain carbs that are better for you.
No, I mean carbs are carb,
Carbs
protein,
are carb.
carbs. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So like
nuts,
candy
fat.
and noodles.
Um,
something.
okay, so candy, sugar. Sugar
Right.
is obviously a carb, but at the end of the day, again, it's a carb.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't want to be getting all your carbs from sugar because
Yeah.
it's going to fuck you up at the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah.
Sugar is actually one of the worst things you could be eating any day. I'd rather, see somebody smoking cigarettes than eating,
Really?
five or
That's
six chocolate bars.
That's a take.
I mean, maybe that's
Can't wait to
exaggerating a
try
little bit,
that.
but no.
Check that out on Instagram.
No, but seriously, sugar.
You'll see that in a couple weeks.
Sugar is really, really fucking bad for you.
Yeah.
And people just think it's normal because in society now it is normalized and it's
Right.
in everything, but it's horrible for you and it's killing people left and right. And that's-
Interesting.
Yeah,
So I
so-
assume you're a big against pop person.
I don't drink pop.
What about diet pop?
Yeah,
What are
I
your
was just
thoughts?
gonna
Yeah,
ask
yeah.
that. What's the
I mean, water's obviously the best.
Right.
Yeah.
I
But
don't.
if someone's gonna drink a Coke,
I'd
Diet
rather drink a
Coke or
Diet
no?
Coke. I'd
Okay.
rather
Really?
drink a Diet Coke than
Diet,
Coke,
yeah.
Okay.
just because of the sugar.
Yeah.
Again, if you can avoid it at all costs, you should.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I don't eat sugar. I'm the first guy to eat a chocolate bar. Or
right,
whatever,
right.
Eat some ice cream.
It's
whatever,
impossible.
Yeah.
But
You know.
it's I would
You gotta
recommend
try to
not
limit it.
doing it.
interesting. Yeah, I'm a big against pop person. I always have. Like for the last few years, I have been.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Right now, obviously, we're going through a time where a lot of people are trying to tell other people what to do health wise. I'm not trying to make this any bring that side of it up. But what I'm saying is, a lot of these people who are preaching health, taking one side or the other, they're drinking pop, they're eating all this crap. It's like, why don't you worry about that first? You know what I mean?
Right.
The little things like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion on it. It's just I just am not a pop guy. I never
Right.
have been.
Yeah.
Well, the crazy thing for me is that I work with a lot of people in the healthcare departments, or my buddy Logan, he's a respiratory therapist, and
Yeah.
he works in a hospital. So a lot of the people he works with are nurses, or the ones that I train are physicians and nurses and all this shit.
Yeah.
And, they're the first ones to, and I don't want to call people out or anything
Right.
like that, but a lot of the times they're the first ones to be cracking open a fucking Mountain Dew in
Right,
the morning,
right.
or coffee that's 75% syrup and
Yep.
sugar
Yeah,
and shit. And
exactly.
it's you learned this for the past 5 or 6 years.
Right,
What the
yeah.
fuck are you doing?
Right.
It just drives me I don't want to say it drives me crazy, but it's just where did the ignorance come
Yeah,
from?
right,
yeah.
This is
No,
what you do.
I-
for
so
sure.
I totally agree. I have one more.
Yeah, go ahead. I thought of one too, so we're rolling.
How do you feel about intermittent fasting? I guess this isn't factor cap.
Yeah.
It's just like
it's not that I think it's wrong by any means. I don't do it, and it's not that I wouldn't recommend it, but it's more so for like calorie maintenance. It shortens the time period in which you can eat, and it makes it harder to go over on those calories within that time period.
Right.
So
Sure.
it's not like doing cardio fasted makes a difference or anything like that either. And people do think it does, but in reality, you're not burning any more fat. It's just about fat oxidation, which doesn't directly correlate to the fat you're burning.
Okay.
So that's kind of cap too, because people do it all the time, and then they feel like shit doing it because they're not eating. They have no calories in them, and
Yeah.
they just feel like shit working out. So that's another thing that I don't like. But intermittent fasting, it's not that I don't like it, but again, it's usually people usually just use it for calorie maintenance and to control it.
For sure. What are your thoughts on like pre-workout? Are you a pre-workout person? I mean, you do a different style.
I wish
so
I
obviously-
wasn't. Like,
Yeah.
are you talking like drinking pre-workout?
Yeah,
Like,
drinking pre-workout, dry scooping, anything.
Dry scooping stupid. Well, that's one of the dumbest things that people do because your body, the pre-workout needs the water to be. It's water soluble. It's
Yeah.
like that for a reason. Your body needs the water to be able to absorb it. So when
Right.
you're just housing a scoop of pre-workout and drinking a little bit of water, it's just gonna again fuck your stomach up.
Yeah.
Right.
There's just it's nonsense. I try to not drink pre-workout as much as I used to because when I was in high school and early in college, when I was not knowing what I was doing, I was taking 2 scoops of whatever the fuck it was and
For
a
sure.
bunch of creatine and all this shit. It probably wasn't good. In hindsight, I wish I didn't do it. I like to have caffeine. I love caffeine. I'm a caffeine junkie. Well, I
Yeah.
wouldn't say caffeine junkie, but I like caffeine. So when I do work out a lot of time, I will. When I run, I don't. But yeah, when I do those heavy workouts, a lot of times I'll drink
For
a
sure.
little bit of pre-workout.
Right.
Any other products out there that you're really into? Anything, you know what I mean? Anything you would recommend to someone or anything anyone should know about a product? You know what I mean?
Freaking vitamins. No, seriously, vitamins are obviously really important. Vitamin D, C, B12, B complex, whatever. Especially during COVID and shit. If you just take care of yourself, you'll be okay.
Right.
But that that's one thing I recommend. I take creatine, which people think is fucking steroids sometimes,
Yeah.
and it's not the case. Your body produces
Right.
it, but an extra little bit will help you. Put on that muscle, your endurance will go up. It's just good for you. It's good for your brain too, actually.
Monohydrate, I'm assuming?
Yeah,
Okay.
monohydrate. Yeah, anything else is just a waste of money.
Okay.
And it's so cheap too. It's not
Yeah,
like such a
yeah,
issue. And then just
yeah.
protein. Literally just protein
sure.
I drink, and you don't need protein. I just have it because I have a busy life. I can't
Right.
always be eating full meals. So
For sure.
Right.
So like creatine, that's a big. If someone's taking creatine, they need to be hydrating like crazy. correct?
yeah. I mean, regardless, you want to be hydrating.
Yeah. No,
so-
without a doubt. But someone who's out there listening to this go, oh, okay, maybe I want the upper hand. Maybe there's a high schooler, someone young, someone older. Who knows?
Yeah, get your water take under check first. Make
For
sure
sure.
you're getting a gallon of water and easily.
Yeah.
Before you
Yeah.
do something.
Now,
like
someone
that.
who weighs
So-
heavier, should they drink more than a gallon of water?
Yeah, I mean, your water intake's I would say kind of based on your body size, but regardless, again, general rule of thumb, you want to be drinking around a gallon of water a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to simplify it. There's no sense in overdoing that
Right.
or over stressing you out about it, but
For sure.
that's ideally what you want to be at.
Yeah. So I just want to touch on it earlier. So you said you stepped away from college for a little bit.
Mhm.
Do you have plans on going back? Is there a certain are you shifting your degree now that you kind of know what you want
Yeah,
to do?
this September actually. So again, going back to me talking about how I knew that at the end of the day, what I want to do is to be helping people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after so probably like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago maybe now, I don't know, it was a few weeks ago, maybe a month, whatever. I tore my calf playing freaking kickball. So I play rugby still. Like I do competitive shit with my friends and
Yeah.
like I lift and run and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm always on my feet. And I played one freaking kickball game and I tear my calf.
Like a
So-
bunch of 8-year-olds out there.
no, it was no. This is it's like an intramural league through Strongsville or it's
Wellesley Elementary was out playing at recess, and Matt
He's like, I
got
gotta
him
get
there.
in
Yeah,
there.
Matt was brought him back to his glory days.
The worst part is I got out too. No, no. So I was kicking the ball. Literally just kicked it, went to sprint to first. First step, I felt like a pop, and then it just started burning. And I looked down because it felt like someone threw a rock at me.
Yeah.
Like it felt like someone threw something at me. And I go to run to first, and I'm just dragging my back leg. I ended up being safe, but immediately I'm like, that's it, I'm done. And the whole entire time I'm feeling my muscle like move, and I'm like, all right, well,
Yeah.
we'll see how this goes. Next day it was swollen as fuck. I'm
Yeah.
on crutches. I gave it a few more days. I ended up getting better, so I kind of put it off.
Yeah.
Going to the hospital, which in hindsight maybe not the best idea,
Right.
but yeah,
Sure.
that wasn't too good. Where even was I? What was I talking about before I went there?
What were we talking about? I got distracted about kickball.
Oh, school.
Yeah. There we go.
There we go. So I decided I wanted to help people.
Yeah.
About a month ago, I was out of work for a week, 2 weeks, and I'm just sitting there, thinking about shit. And I'm like, what else can I do? I don't necessarily need to, finish what I started to get where I want to be, because I was doing what I wanted to do with everything. But
Right.
I wanted to think about what more I wanted to do, because I can do more. I've always held myself to a high standard as far as that goes. So,
Good for you.
So in September, I'm just going to be taking classes at Tri-C, but I'm getting my EMT certification.
Oh, that's
Good
sick,
for you.
dude.
So after that, obviously, I'm going to go to paramedic school or med
Yeah.
school, and I'm thinking about, going into, fire rescue,
Dude, that's
something
so
along
cool.
those
Yeah.
lines. So,
No, it's awesome. Good
so
for
yeah,
you, man.
that's starting in September, or in September. It's already, underway. So
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Good
we'll
for
see
you.
how
That's
it goes.
awesome. Good for you.
You said you also brought up your friend Logan. I believe the last time Logan was here, right? That was the day you were at this house, and would you throw out your shoulder or something? I don't even remember what happened in this.
So,
I remember the story.
so, yeah, so we were in probably, I want to say it was 8th grade, and I was, for those of you who don't know, Sam was a good friend of mine. We were all friends growing up. We hung out in this neighborhood 24/7.
You guys dated. You
Yeah,
guys were
oh,
lovers.
yeah.
Middle school
Oh,
lovers.
yeah,
I was
we were.
middle school lovers with your sister.
Were you?
Like 6th grade. I swear. I dated her for a little bit.
Age now?
She's married,
Yeah,
right?
no, she's not married.
Not married yet?
Yeah, her,
Good
and
for
her
her.
and her boyfriend
Yeah.
are engaged.
I mean, they've
yeah.
been together for a while.
Yeah, forever.
Like all of
Yeah.
high school that I
Yeah.
can remember. Maybe even before.
Yeah, and my older sister's getting married too. It's all
Wow.
it's getting
So
crazy.
who's your lucky lady? Are you engaged?
No, I do have a girlfriend. We've been dating for like a
For
year,
forever.
since last May. So it's it's been.
What
a,
size
you know,
ring does
yeah.
she wear? Just out of curiosity.
Oh god, I don't know. We're jumping a little too far. No, she's really cool. She was really good friends with my older sister
Yeah.
throughout college, and I met her and we kind of just hit it off. So it was cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Um,
Was sister mad? Was your older sister a little mad if she was friends with her, or was she happy? Was
No, I mean she tried hooking us up a long time ago too.
Yeah.
I'm like, not. I was like, I just gotten out of a relationship or something. I was,
Yeah.
I'm not jumping right into
Yeah,
something just
right,
yet.
right.
So, yeah. And, fuck, I'm losing my track again.
No, you're good. We were talking.
Shoulder.
Yeah, we were talking about the shoulder
Okay.
story.
Yeah. So it was probably New Year's Eve, or it was New Year's Eve, probably 8th, 7th, or 7th.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a while ago.
long time ago. And my buddy Logan and I were fucking around on the floor, or he was on the floor, and I went to like.
You might want to clear up what fucking around means, because that.
No, I'm leaving that. I'm leaving that open.
Yeah, he's gonna let you imagine what you want.
I'm leaving that one open. No, so he was.
Remember, these are 8th graders.
yeah, keep it clean. No. So he was on the ground. I went to we were wrestling or something. I went
Yeah.
to jump on him, and he gets his feet in perfect position. Double leg donkey kicks me off of him straight up, and I go airborne. You
Yeah.
know? Logan had about 25 pounds on me at the time or so. So he flings me.
Right.
I go up in the air, end up upside down in the air, and I came right down onto my shoulder. And immediately I feel a pop, and I'm like, oh my god, fuck.
Yeah.
Stand up, and I'm like trying to play it cool.
Yeah.
All these girls are here and shit. And I'm like crying. I come over to where we're sitting right now, and I'm just sitting here thinking about life for a second. Go upstairs, and everyone's like, what happened? All your parents
Yeah.
were here and all their friends and shit. And I was like, broke my shoulder, dicking around.
I had a sling because I was young at the time. I
Yeah.
mean, I was like 2nd, 3rd grade. I was
Yeah.
young, so I had a sling from when I heard something. I don't know what I heard, and he put it on, and he was wearing this sling around, and it was so small on him that it couldn't have been doing anything good for his shoulder, because his
Yeah.
arm was so high. It was so funny.
Yeah, and then the next day, I went to the hospital, got sat back in and everything, and I had to go to my baseball coach's house. I played travel baseball at the time, and I had to go to his house, and he was so pissed at me. Thankfully, it wasn't my throwing shoulder. Season was coming right around.
That's too
that
good.
was, God, that was a friggin' mess.
That's
but-
hilarious.
That's hilarious. All right, let's go over under. This is
Do it.
like we said, we get topics sent in. Just debate if they're over or underrated.
Okay.
If you have any hard takes, you want to bring anything up that you want debated, feel free. This is a free fall.
Okay.
We like bold takes.
Cool.
First one, Barrio.
Ooh, overrated.
Okay.
Wow.
Why? You were quick on that one.
Because I go to it a lot. I live in Lakewood. It's
Okay.
right down the street from me. I live right by right off of Madison.
Yeah.
And between that and honestly, I think Condado is better than
I do too.
Barrio.
I
You
Okay.
do too?
Yeah.
So yeah, I held it to the same standard.
Yeah.
And I like Condado more. So
Okay.
that's the only reason I say
Now,
that.
do you like Condado more because you don't get it as much as Barrio? Is that a
No, I think truthfully the food just is
Okay.
better.
Yeah,
I
honestly.
like the chips a lot more, and I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I've only been to both each once.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I've never I didn't care for either. I thought it was very. I don't know if the hype was so high or what.
There's a lot of hype.
Yeah, and I don't know. And I'm a big Mexican food guy.
Yeah,
That's
so
one of
am
my favorite.
I'm pretty biased towards Cozumel too. So
Yeah.
I used to go to Cos all the time.
Right.
you know,
Yeah,
so,
right.
that's
Cosmo's
my
the best.
thing.
Come on.
Yeah.
All right, Barrio.
Yeah, it's kind of overrated now.
Yeah, I just kind of admitted it's overrated too, so I'll take overrated.
All right, loudspeakers.
Ooh, so
Depends.
this is
It
different.
depends the situation.
Yeah, I was gonna say house party, car.
In a car, overrated. You're fucking lame if you're blasting music still and you're
But there's an occasion for it. I feel like.
Yeah,
Windows
it-
down,
Well, it depends on the
75.
song. That's the thing.
Okay, so
Right,
what song? What song is? Oh, are you a lame?
There's a lot of variables here. So time of the year, summer, I'm cool with country. I'll
Right.
be blasting
Oh, for
that.
sure.
But
Yeah.
like if it's the middle of summer and you're blasting the baby or something, I'm like, all right, bro, come on. Like turn it down. We're in Brunswick. So I guess it depends. In a house party, absolutely have a lot of speakers possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, it depends on the music, depends on the time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of variables.
That's also very fair.
Yeah.
It also depends on the quality of the speaker.
Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
I hate when someone's got like a shitty speaker that they're really blaring and like the bass is kind of like
Oh, yeah,
It's
rattling
like
in it
too
and
much
stuff.
bass.
Yeah,
It sounds
yeah.
broken almost.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
for
rattling
sure.
in there. It's like it's not even. I don't know. I remember like Dammer had the Jeep back in the day when he
Yeah.
put the sub up. So like the Jeeps are open.
But
So that
subs,
sub,
that's exactly
yeah,
what I was thinking
yeah.
when we went there. I'm like, yeah, subs are a little too much.
Yeah.
I guess in high school it's cool.
yeah, it was
Yeah,
cool.
for
So this
sure,
was way back
for
when.
sure.
So Dammer had the Jeep
Yeah.
with the sub and it's all open. So he'd turn that thing up and he'd play. What was the song? Burial or something.
Yeah, something like that.
And he would go crazy, but you would feel the bass in the
Yeah,
song like in
oh,
your
yeah.
stomach. It
Yeah.
was unbelievable. Shout out Dam, but no,
Yeah,
this is an interesting one.
definitely in some situations, I think they're so underrated.
Yeah,
Like
I-
a house party, like you said.
Yeah, like I
So
said, it just
underrated.
depends on the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also not good too though if you're at a house party or something. Don't get me wrong, I like the atmosphere, but like if we're just trying to have a conversation. I haven't seen Matt
Sometimes
in a
if
couple
it's
years.
too loud,
Yeah,
like yeah.
I can't even talk to him because you know what I mean. Like me and Matt see each other for the first time in 5 years. Like
Right.
I want to just catch what's
Exactly.
up. Say see how you been. Like can't really hear you, so I don't know. There's always the situation for
Right.
it.
No, I agree.
All right, number 3. This one's interesting. Adversity.
What is this one? This one
Underrated.
from Howie?
I
I think adversity is very underrated.
Yeah, I think so
Yeah.
too.
That's
yeah.
a tough one to. I mean, how do you?
I think
Gauge,
I
you know,
think
that's a tough one.
adversity's underrated because it helps you grow. If
It
you
does.
don't-
I
if
mean,
you don't-
it's
if you don't
necessary
face
every
it,
day to grow.
yeah.
Exactly.
If you don't face it, you don't grow.
Right.
That's
right.
true.
So I think adversity is extremely underrated.
Yeah, I guess I gotta go underrated. I mean, it's kind of hard.
But
to
I've
say
never
it's
heard anyone be like, "Yo, adversity is way
overrated.
Right.
Yeah, fucking
Yeah, fuck adversity.
That's interesting. I don't know. We got. Speaking, you said Howie sent this one, and Howie wants to pay us $500. Okay. And he wants to prepare all political questions, and he wants to hear our answers.
my
He said if we
God.
give him an hour, he'll pay us $500. And we're like the
Oh
least
my
political
God.
people you'll meet.
Yeah.
So like it'll be so funny with him at just the helm leading the show. He's like, I'll pay $500 for kicking it back for one episode. That's like he wants it to be his episode.
Howie, I'm in.
That's what I said. I said for $500, I'll do a
Yeah,
lot of stupid
yeah.
shit.
God, dude. Oh my God.
He is the character. Everyone heard it in his episode. He's just-
Howie thinks it's so funny to just tell people that I'm liberal, and I'm like, dude. I'm like, oh, first of all,
Oh,
no, I'm
that's
not
so
liberal, and I'm
great.
like, second of all, fuck you. I'm like, I just don't care.
Yeah.
Like, why is that the first thing you gotta bring up?
For
Because
sure.
people
That's
take offense
so
to that.
good.
Yeah, it's amazing right now with how everyone's one side or the other, and
Dude,
the other
it's
person's
so
so,
divided.
you know.
It's fucked.
Yeah.
You know? We're on the verge of another civil war for sure.
Yeah, seriously.
United States, apparently. I don't know where the United part is there. I mean, it's
Oh my
pretty
God, it's
divided, but
horrible.
whatever. All right, number 4.
Getting your back scratched.
Oh, dude, way underrated.
I agree.
Oh my God, that's one of my favorite things in the world.
He loves
Like,
when Logan's
back-
scratching his back. Look at him nodding. Howie, before the workout, he's scratching his back for him.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
that's
no.
like my favorite. Or my head.
Oh,
Especially because
yeah.
I wear hats all the
Yeah,
time too.
yeah.
And when I had long hair for a good second here, a few
Yeah.
months ago. And when I popped my hat off, my hair would hurt. And the first thing I do when I get home is make my girlfriend just rub my head. Oh my God.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
no.
So wait, you just brought up the long hair. Anyone who kind of knows goes on your Instagram, you had a mustache going for a while.
Oh yeah,
Well-
dude, this was like on and off. I just got rid of it.
He shaved it for us.
Just trying to look young for you guys. Don't look like an old fuck.
What was up with the mustache? Is it a look you like? Does your girlfriend like it? Is it just you were just trying to be an asshole? What's the story?
It originated for me just like
Being an
trying to be an
asshole.
asshole. And like the thing is, I work with people every day, and I work with new people every day, and
Yeah.
like we're doing that. You think that people are always judging you for something or another.
Yeah.
And like if I had a mustache, the first thing they're gonna see is the mustache. You
Yeah.
know? They're not gonna pick out something else that they're
Yeah.
gonna preconceive me from. So if I have a mustache and they see me and they're like this guy all about? You know, is he a dick? Is he
Right.
and what's his deal? And they meet me, and then it's kind of cool. But it just gives people it doesn't give people the opportunity to judge me right off the rip,
like
especially
that.
because some people look at me and they're like, yeah, this dude's a little intimidating sometimes, or like he's
Right.
kind of a bitch. It just
Yeah.
depends who the person is. But if they have a mustache, or if I see somebody with a mustache, I'm like, that dude doesn't give a shit about anything.
So the mustache is a tactic.
It's
Is
like
what you're saying.
it's like one of those ego killing things,
Huh.
That's
it
great.
it makes me feel like I don't have to, be somebody that they want me to be,
Yeah.
or like that somebody wants me to be. It's cool.
For sure.
It's gone now, obviously, just because it was I long story. I burned some hairs on it, tried trimming it off, and I was like, yeah, these have to go. So I just got rid of the whole thing. Yeah, it'll be back. I
Yeah.
had a mustache and a mullet for a little bit there too. I had again, my girlfriend and Logan shave a mullet into my head, which was pretty cool.
That's fun.
That was just to kind of make me get rid of the long hair. I knew I had to get a fucking haircut. It was
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
crazy. I was like, all right, if I shave a mullet, I'm not gonna want to walk around with this too long. So
Right.
little did I know, 2 weeks later, I still had the fucking mullet. I'm walking around, and I eventually, finally pulled the trigger on it. But
Love it. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
that was-
I've never
that
heard
was
someone say though they
But
have
the
a mustache.
is a
Yeah.
tactic.
Yeah.
I like that.
Isn't that, well, no, I don't want to. I mean, that's kind of where it originated, and then I kind of just liked it.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'm cool with
You
this.
grew an
you know?
attachment to it.
Yeah, and then I got rid of it, and I'm like, all right, now I look fucking weird. And another thing is I rocked it for so long because up until I was 23, I'm 24 now. I couldn't grow any facial hair.
Yeah.
Like all throughout college, I had like little peach fuzz
Right,
on my
right.
chins
Yeah.
and shit. Like it was just like, all right, I can finally do this. My dad's. I've never seen him without a mustache. And it was just like,
Yeah.
all right, it's time for me to grow this thing out. It
That's
stuck
funny.
around for a little bit.
That's terrific. And you said it's gonna be back.
Oh yeah, it's definitely coming back.
And you're staying on the lookout.
Already regret it. I've got a big 80s themed party to go to next month, and I'm gonna try and rock the Freddie Mercury look. So we'll see
Okay,
how
there
that-
you go. I
see how
like
it
that.
goes.
I like
It
that.
just depends on if you can grow back or not. So
Is that a
we'll see.
birthday party? What is the
Nah, it's just
just
party,
fun?
just
Yeah,
party, just,
interesting.
just
Okay,
Party. I
cool.
like that.
All right, I guess
Alright.
getting your back scratched. I mean, underrated.
Underrated.
Yeah. I don't know how we
Yeah,
got on the
way
If you say
mustache,
it's
but
overrated, then I don't think
You've
you've
never-
had a good back.
yeah, I was gonna say
scratch.
you've never
You know
had
what
a
I'm
back
saying?
scratch.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's terrific. All right, and then give us Cam's hypothetical.
Alright, here's the hypothetical. You can get $10 million in cash, but no matter what you do, no matter how many times you shower, you smell like shit for the rest of your life.
From 10 million? Oh, that's a
10
lot
million.
of money.
$10 million in cash in front of you on this table, or would you stay in your current financial position with, you obviously
no
you're gonna
owner.
make
Are we
no
talking
owner.
like literal shit? Like
Like,
you actually
you-
smell
you
like
smell like
poop all
body
the
odor.
time?
Like after
Like
a nice
body
hard workout
Yeah.
at Compound Fitness, you're
Yeah.
gonna smell like that.
I would take the 10 million, dude. I
And you'd
I
smell
can
like-
deal with that.
Well,
Well,
now
like,
you're
think
smelling
about it.
mustache guy.
Think about it.
with $10 million
In cash. Yeah, but like the only thing with that is like, all right, you want to start up a business or whatever, and like you're pretty big and you're meeting people all the time. You smell like shit. I don't know if that's good first impression.
Yeah, you ain't getting any more fitness.
You
money.
do have 10
I just
million.
work real hard. That's the thing.
You're right. Okay, that's fair.
No,
I guess it's perfect for you because like you could kind of get away with smelling like
I work in a
body odor.
fucking gym.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
know,
could
I'm
kinda
gonna
get
be
away with it.
smelling all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
I don't-
you do get it. There is a curve there. I don't think I'm taking it.
I don't think so, just because like I know where my life's headed, and I feel like it's a desk job for a little while, and I feel like that's just not a good like.
Unless you're working remote, that's
You know what I'm
that's a tough
saying?
one.
Like I don't want to like interview like, oh hey, I'm Preston.
Imagine like your future wife or your
Right.
kids, like you're just smelly.
Yeah.
Like they wouldn't even want to be around you.
Yeah, like is
Yeah,
your
but I
wife
feel
gonna
like
get
you
turned
used to like a
on?
natural.
You smell like body
It
odor.
eventually become like a natural. It just you
You're
wouldn't
right.
notice
That's
it
fair.
anymore, you know?
So my whole family's gonna smell like shit now.
Well, they're
So
not
you're gonna do that to your kids for fucking $10 million?
Deal with it.
We'll see, man. I don't know. Give some of that money to Howie to invest. Oh, we're set for generations.
Yeah,
It's
that's
generational wealth.
that's the other thing. Do we get
I'm
gross
thinking, yeah,
investments?
that's my thing. I'm thinking long term, right? So I'm thinking for my family for years to come, you know.
Yeah.
So that $10 million could set us straight for a long time.
Yeah, I guess that's
I'll
first
deal
of all,
with a few years of smelling like shit.
few years. How old are you?
24, but we'll see how far we get. No,
With all the sugar intake, you don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
You never know nowadays.
no, dude. At this point, I'll live forever. No, that's a tough one. I guess like in my situation, I would take the 10 mil.
Yeah, you get away with it. I don't think I could take the 10 mil. I
But
don't
then
think
again,
so.
I guess like I always have to smell good. That's another
Right,
thing.
right.
So it's tough for me. If I smell bad at all, I don't know. That's something I'd have to think.
Your
on.
girlfriend's always
She
gonna
would
smell like
not be-
shit.
But again, like
For
if-
10 mil, you
if-
still you cool with
It-
smelling and your kids smelling and you guys are just known as the smellies, not even the Molnars, the smellies.
the rich smellies though. The smellies living in a mansion, bro.
Matt would get drunk in Vegas, spend all 10 mil at like the blackjack table, and then he'd be like smelly and no money.
poor.
No, it'd be sports betting.
Do you like sports betting?
Here and there.
It makes it
depends
fun.
on the
It makes it
week.
fun,
Yeah, it just depends on the
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
No, really,
Can be
just,
addictive,
again,
though.
just football, dude. You know, I don't
NFL, college? What do you?
both.
Both. Okay.
Yeah, basketball. I fell off of it. There was too much shit going on.
Yeah.
You know that
Yeah.
wasn't basketball.
Yeah.
With it.
Yeah, so political.
So I fell out of it for a long time. You know, I haven't really gotten back into it either. I guess this year I've watched the playoffs a little bit more, but
Yeah.
baseball. I mean, when the Indians suck, it's hard to follow
Oh,
because you know I'm
so
not.
You mean the
sad.
Guardians?
I'm never. That's another thing. I'm never not. I mean, it's gonna be so hard for me to ever not call them.
Yeah.
I know,
Indians,
I
you
know.
It's like Jacobs Field for a lot of the older.
I still
people,
call it
you know?
Jacobs
Yeah.
Field. I'm 24.
Yeah.
It's been 15 years or whatever since
Yeah.
it's been there. You
Yeah.
know, it's not that crazy, but like I don't know, dude. I just can't.
Yeah.
Can't get past
I
that.
get you. I get you.
For sure.
I don't know. So you're not taking 10 mil. You're moving on. I don't think I can take the 10 mil. But that's a lot of money. Like you said, that's a lot of.
It's a life-changing amount of money.
One of my biggest pet peeves though is like I shower a ton. I don't want to be the smelly guy. Like I just like showering. I like being fresh. I feel like it's a good first impression. Like I feel like if you showed up today after a workout smelling like shit, you know, I don't think you would be okay with that because you know you're coming into a little bit
For
of an
sure.
interview. I think it's just like a first impression thing, and I don't think I could deal with that.
I feel like I'd have to explain myself to a lot of people.
Yeah, you would. Pardon my smell.
Now, if that changes it, would you say you're not allowed to explain why you smell? You just have to.
See, and then I would probably not take the $10 million
Yeah.
because if I was just always smelling like shit, it'd be like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
So no one
guy's-
knows you took the 10 mil.
Yeah.
yeah. if
You're
no one
saying
knows, no one
you-
knows I'm not.
Okay. So that changes the hypothetical a little bit. That's the best
Yeah,
part
Yeah,
about
like,
these.
normally I have no problem, you know. Hey, I smell like shit because I just took 10
worked
mil,
out.
you know,
Yeah.
whatever.
For sure.
Uh,
Yeah, no, it's fun. I don't know, man. It's wild. All right, anything you need to drop? Any you know, Compound Fitness, location, Instagrams? I don't know. You name it.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram. I believe the tag is just at Compound Fitness.
Yeah, we'll throw it in the bio.
Cool.
when we
Yeah,
do
come
it.
on, come and check our gym out. It's over on Prospect Road in Strongsville, right by where the new barrio is going.
Yeah.
Go figure.
And if you see a guy with a mustache, you shouldn't be afraid to approach him because
He
it's
might
Yeah,
smell.
no, he's
Yeah,
a good dude.
and if he smells like
smells,
shit,
just
then
know
really
that he's
cash.
got a lot of money.
just know he's got some cash in his back pocket. So, no, I got wait real fast. So you take the 10 mil. Would you still be trying to train?
Yeah, it's still be training.
Okay.
for sure.
Okay. So you like that? So that was my thought. We were explaining why like he could get away with it, but at the end, if you got 10 mil, I don't know. You know, are you
Well,
still training?
yeah, for sure. I train people because I love it, not because I have to. You know,
Yeah.
I think it's really important to do what you love, and not what you have to do.
Yeah,
or if you
right,
can make
right.
doing something what you love into a job, or make your hobby into a job, it's
That's-
good. But don't always be able to differentiate, because for myself, working in a gym 24/7, training people all day, it's hard for me to get into the gym and work out. So
Yeah.
you've got to keep a fine line between taking care of yourself and taking care of others, doing something like that. But you never want to make your hobby into a job to that sense. So
Okay.
don't. I think it's tough to, I guess, love something that you're doing every day. But
All the
if
time,
you can
yeah.
find anything within that you can really enjoy every single day, then it doesn't become so much of a job.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
That's a
that's
good end.
nice.
That's a good end right there.
Yeah, for
All right.
sure.
All right, bro.
All right,
Thanks for
thanks
kicking
for
it back.
coming
Yeah,
on.
thank you guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
bro.
Shout out our boy Matt giving us the time. We just want to thank, this is a perfect time right now to thank every guest we've had and every guest we will have. All right. We appreciate anyone that's willing to sit down, tell their stories, kind of give us our time, their time, and share their time with us. We, honest to God, we appreciate it more than you'll ever know. And our following's only getting larger. And I'll tell you what, they appreciate it more than probably we do.
It's awesome.
Getting to share these cool stories, share people's knowledge, share everything. That's literally how you grow as like a human being. So, shout out Matt Molnar, shout out, like I said, everybody we've had on and everyone we are going to have on. We're already lining up more people. I'm telling you, man, that's just, I love it. I love it.
It's exactly why we started. We just wanted to give people an opportunity to share their story. There's so
Exactly.
many different types of people out there, so many different stories, so many opportunities to hear about all these great people. If you got a story, contact us, let us know. Would love to have you on.
We're just fortunate enough to have the platform to be able to share these cool stories. That's, that's why we, like you said, why we did it, why we're going to do it, why we still do it. Like,
Yep.
I don't know.
For sure.
Like I said. So yeah. Hey, good news is today's Sunday, September 5th. Sorry
Mhm.
there. It's the last Sunday without NFL football for
Yep.
like 20 something weeks.
Yep, it's gonna be great. Browns Super Bowl for sure. I don't
Super
think
Bowl
there's a
winner.
chance they don't make it, let alone win.
No, we're manifesting it. Work for softball seasons, we were manifesting the good weather because we lived in crappy Ohio. We're gonna manifest it. Browns are your 2022 Super Bowl champs.
Yep.
Yeah,
I don't even have anything else to say to that.
Nope.
Just
Yep.
yep.
We got fantasy football tonight though. The draft.
Yeah, I'll probably start looking into it like at 7:30. I got to do a little bit of research.
Dakota came up with a great punishment. I'm hoping the league, we're going to probably finish that, finalize it today. But the league punishment, so everyone knows the loser in the league's got to do something stupid. Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone knows got to do something stupid. So our punishment, Dakota, we're going to figure out the logistics behind it. But he said you have to take a guitar to downtown Cleveland.
And
You're
I don't
gonna
think
sit-
anyone knows how to play the
No.
guitar. So it's
When
great.
we're not musicians, yeah. And if you finish last place, you're taking a guitar to downtown Cleveland. You're gonna sit on the curb. We're gonna do a little sign, probably tips, and then I suck at fantasy football, and you ain't leaving until you collect a certain dollar value in tips.
Yep.
So if you see a guy downtown, okay, and it's not me or Preston, with the sign that says "I suck at fantasy football playing guitar," don't give him money.
don't do it. Let them stay out there longer. They need to suffer. Like I suffered 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago.
The pepper.
The pepper. I had a really,
Man.
really, really hot pepper.
Last
When
year
I say
Joe was
really hot, it sucked. Like really
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, and last year Joe lost, but he left the league. Boo. It's all right. We invited Mormon back. He was excited to get the call. It was like call back up to the minors. And we sent him down, and now he's back.
He knew he made a mistake the first time by leaving.
Yeah, dude. It's
This time he's ready. He's
Yeah,
ready.
he was first on the waiting list. We have actually a waiting list to get into this league. That's how it's a keeper league. It's been going for how many years now? Got to be close to closer to 10 than it is 5.
Yeah, I want to say like 7.
I think it started like 8th grade. So
I think it started at $10 buy-in, right? And went
Yeah.
up to 70. So
yeah, well, yeah, we haven't fully increased. Now we do $10 every year. The price goes up, but we didn't always do that.
Yeah.
But it's kind of how it should be.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's
gotta keep
fun.
up with inflation.
Yeah, and you know what makes this league so good? You like hear people like Greg and Dakota and like those people you don't talk to on a every day. But it keeps everyone so connected. Like
yeah,
it'll
for
be like
sure.
the summer and we'll be like trash talking each other because that's
Yeah.
what we do.
Yeah.
Dakota was gonna leave because he said he had grad school. Bleh, nerd. We were like, yeah, all right,
All
buddy.
right,
see-
put
see you
aside
in
5
September.
minutes each week. Come on, man.
Yeah, yeah, it ain't rocket
Come on,
science.
Dakota.
Fantasy football.
Yeah.
Classic. All right, yeah. So, song of the week this week. I'm gonna toss the floor to you. You thought of it. We did a request thing. Listen, all right. We get Drake's new albums out. That's all. I'm not gonna try to lose following. It's just not. It's not my cup of tea. All right. Everyone was sending a song by Drake in Future. It's like way too sexy. No, I'm sorry. That ain't me. That ain't Preston. That ain't what we're doing. So Preston's like, hey, I got a song this week. It's a little, it's mainstream. It's popular, but
Oh, it's great. It's
Floor's
very
yours.
vibey. It's called Fancy Like Walker Hayes. If you haven't heard it, I don't know how. You need to hear it. Just watch TV and you'll see it on the Applebee's commercial. I could sing it for you guys if you want, but I don't think you want that. So just go listen to the song Fancy Like.
you'll
it's
hear it
great.
at the end of the episode. Come on. You all know the routine at this point.
For sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, what else? Anything? Come on.
Other than that, I don't really think of anything.
I did hear a good quote. I'm going to try to remember it without messing it up. I think it says something like, I follow an account on Instagram. I'm sure if anyone follows me on Instagram, they always see I'm sharing motivated mindset. I think is it motivated.mindset.
Yeah, I think so.
One of my favorite accounts. But they had a post, I think it was, today, yesterday. It said something like expect little of others, expect a lot from yourself, and that's a key to a happy life. So I don't know. I feel like everyone could use that today. Matt's episode. Maybe you heard something. Maybe let's change your life this week. Why not?
Let's do it.
I mean,
For sure.
do something. Do something different. Be
Yeah, do
different.
something new.
Come out
I'd
of your
love to
comfort
hear
zone.
about someone doing something new from this episode.
Do
been
something
like-
new and cool, and then
Yeah.
we'll have you on. You can tell the story. Boom.
Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Boom.
Hilarious. Terrific.
All right. I think that's it, dude.
Square.
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, did you know no American state contains the letter Q? P-Dog, take us out.
Thanks for kicking it back with Preston and Jaret. Peace out.